Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also podcast Vanderpump Rules the New Class, Season 12, Episode 12. 'Tis the finale of nothing. I can't say we made it till we're done with the reunion.
Listen, I will celebrate that we are at the end of the regular season because that means we're looking down that final leg. You know, we're almost there.
We can't, Meredith, because not only do we have this, we have 2 reunions and a season 2 of this shit. No offense to the people, but what could possibly be? And this season was not great. And how can these losers, get a renewal when Martha's Vineyard has yet to come back on the air? That is the fight I will fight.
Did you see that they were talking about another Summer House spinoff? And they were like, yeah, so Martha's Vineyard and Winter House don't work because you can't just film for 2 weeks. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. I had a grand time with Summer House Martha's Vineyard.
And Winter House wasn't that bad.
It only has to be 8 episodes. You don't need 25,000 episodes, okay? You didn't need 12 episodes here. You definitely don't need it for a 2-week vacay.
Yeah.
Honestly, you probably don't even need 12 episodes for normal Summer House. It's a lot of fun, sure, but there's a lot of stuff you could cut out. So, don't treat Martha's Vineyard any differently than you treat normal Summer House. It's the same concept, and they live there, which is even better because Summer House, you only get weekends.
Yeah.
And half those conversations could be cut out anyway. So,
yep.
The only fight I want is to fight for Martha's Vineyard.
No, I agree. I understand Vanderpump getting another season, and I think it will be better than this first, but why do we need 2 reunions? Nothing happened in this season.
Nothing happened. Okay, so before we get into the episode, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description, and please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay, Meredith, let's do our previously on Vanderpump Rules. Guess what? There was nothing. The whole time I sat here and went, what do I write? What should I write? So basically, Sir is still standing. They have a new staff. We met everyone. There was a big fight between Kimberly and Natalie about Natalie being friends with Marcus. That's over. They're all still friends now. Angelica and Jason dated, but she found out he had an OnlyFans and called it incest. They're over. Shane dates new girls every hour and he's sober. Angelica likes Shane but is also talking to someone else. Chris and Audrey have a thing, but Chris wants to go to Bali to fuck mad bitches. So Audrey dumped him, but then they got back together and he's still gonna go to Bali and fuck mad bitches, so maybe they shouldn't be together. Audrey's beefing with Angelica because of the incest comment, and Audrey did stand up and roasted Angelica. What? Who the fuck cares about any of these things?
Nothing happened. And anything that did happen doesn't matter.
I just posted me bitching on TikTok about this, and I was like, everything that happened the season started where it ended. Everyone who was friends is still friends. Everyone who wasn't friends is still not friends. Everyone who dated are still dating. Everyone who was not dating at the beginning are not dating now. What's new?
And it's not like they went through some big thing, worked it out, and we got through some hurdles.
No. And we can't even sit here and be like, oh my God, but Angelica and Audrey, they weren't friends at the beginning of the season, and they're not friends now. So whatever. Great. Okay, let's get into this episode,
Let's get into this finale. I mean, it is Pride, so I enjoyed that at least.
There are 2 winners of this season, and we will talk about it, but they're the only 2 I enjoy, period.
I agree.
Okay, so, Sir, we're all working the brunch shift. Venus is ordering a bunch of shit for Pride. He loves hosting parties, but this is his largest event. He needs it to be Gaga gay, Madonna gay, Cher gay, Dolly Parton gay, but also there needs to be something lesbian. But I feel like everyone loves Madonna. Lesbians love Madonna. Lesbians love Cher.
What is the solution? Giant, blow-up duckies? What?
Are those gay? Are those
lesbians?
I assume they were everything.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think it's just let's all celebrate each other.
Yeah. He also wants Natalie to come up with 4 to 5 gay cocktails. And Natalie and Chris are talking. They're pumped for Pride. They're pumped for their performance. They get to put together these Pride drinks. Natalie makes this blue one, and Kim's like, let's call it Aquamarine. And then Marcus and Chris, who are both straight, were like, that's not gay. And both Kim and Natalie are like, Aquamarine is gay. And I love a discussion where straight people decide what's gay. So Meredith, this is a new segment I call, Is It Gay? So do you think the name Aquamarine for a blue drink is gay?
I would say it's tipping on the gay side.
It's more gay than straight.
It's more gay than straight.
But not totally gay.
I think we can do better.
We can do better gay.
There's more gay names out there.
It's like 60% gay.
Yeah, you know that like game, what is it, like Headspace that people play? Yeah. It's like it would just be a little on the like left of, you know, gay side.
And that was the first segment of Is This Gay? With two straight women. Okay, so then Marcus doesn't believe that anyone in the world is 100% straight except Kimberly, which, what the fuck? Okay.
That's because he doesn't want her hooking up with girls. He doesn't want her hooking up with anybody. Kim is not allowed to be with anybody, but Marcus can be with probably anybody.
He's 10% gay, which I was like, how do we discover?
No.
How do we know?
I love that so much.
How do we know? I need to know more. But then Marcus is like, oh my God, let's name the blue drink Blue Balls. And I was like, okay. Again, I don't know if Blue Balls is a great name for a drink.
That feels more straight to me because I feel like straight guys are the one who talk
about
complain
about Blue Balls
more.
all the time. Yeah. They're always bitching about that shit.
I'm like an aquamarine more than Blue Balls.
I love that we played Is This Gay?
Is This Gay?
Then we go to Angelica's new apartment. We have Demi and Kim here. The apartment is 5 minutes from work, which I know I don't want to move that close to my place of employment, but
I was thinking the same thing, especially being in a city where everybody drives their cars. Like, she's not going to walk to work.
Oh, do you think it's a 5-minute drive?
Yeah.
Oh. I was going to say I would walk.
No,
nice.
I think this is too far to walk in LA. So there's no benefit.
Oh. I don't understand LA and walking. I don't get it.
They don't. I mean, like...
I don't get it.
Very few areas do you walk.
I can't comprehend that. Like, my brain won't...
Girls.
My brain won't let me comprehend that. It's a 5-minute drive. That means it's a 15-minute walk. Why wouldn't you walk?
No, I agree.
A 20-minute walk
so
at most.
Funny.
Why wouldn't you walk?
Oh, a 5-minute drive?
I thought it was I thought it was... Where are we parking? I can't compute. Where do people park?
Sir.
How do we turn in? I can't compute. I don't drive in cities because I don't drive because I walk.
I had to once give somebody directions to my apartment, and I was like, I don't know what these streets are because I don't walk on these, but like they were all one way, so I have to go down this one. I just don't know what the name is because I would never walk down it.
I really was like a 5-minute walk. I was like, she's on top of that restaurant.
She lives upstairs.
She lives in the upstairs apartment. Yeah. She's running, sir. Yeah. All right, great.
Nope.
So they talk about the roast. Angelica is so upset about all the personal stuff that was turned into a joke because Audrey is making fun of her deeply rooted insecurities and trauma. May I ask, how do you feel about it being called trauma?
Okay, it's Angelica, so she's going to call this traumatic. However, and maybe some of it got cut, but based on what we saw, I wouldn't say that this is traumatic to be joked about living with an ex, your credit score. Were her boobs in there? That's the only thing that I would
it was mainly
think.
Like Angelica had told Audrey at some point that she seeks male validation. So Audrey turned it around and was like, I'm not the one living with my ex and like
that's not
having bad credit score. The Brad credit score, that sucks to be outed on that. That sucks.
But I don't think she does. I think that was just like, she was saying that to say that.
Yeah, I also just don't think like, okay, I get that it's like a not great situation, but it's also something Angelica like presented as like, this is who I am. This is what's happening in my life. It was never brought up as like, this is a traumatic thing.
No, and I don't think it was traumatic because you both signed a lease. I get why you were living there. Like, it wasn't a bad thing. So somebody taking a joke at it or making a joke of it, whatever. It's not that abnormal to live with your ex until the lease runs out.
Listen, I get her being upset of the public humiliation of it all.
Absolutely.
That sucks. Yeah. That sucks. But again, I think the trauma, I was like, I don't know, girl, if I would.
Yeah.
Then go see a therapist. If this is traumatic, let's go talk to a professional about it.
If this were traumatic to you, then I feel like you would have moved out sooner.
It's also true. And not slept in the same bed as him.
That. And again, maybe there were things in there that got cut and like she can see that at the reunion, but from what we're seeing, no, I don't find that traumatic.
It's hard to like Angelica. It really is. I stumbled upon someone on TikTok saying that she couldn't believe that Angelica was worse than Sheena Shea, which I find offensive because I think Sheena is light years above Angelica, but that's just me.
I think what they're saying is like, oh, there's a worse version of Sheena. Like it gets lower.
It gets worse. I mean, Sheena's a little more likable. It's hard to describe what she is.
No.
Angelica
Sheena is
not.
Watchable. She's enjoyable as like, because Sheena wasn't a villain, but like as somebody to, it's like a little sister, little brother, like somebody to punch down at, you know, it was so easy. Whereas Angelica is truly the love child of Sally on Southern Charm and Sheena. Where like Sheena is just embarrassing herself constantly.
And Sally just a pick-me.
Is a pick-me. And like now we've just got it together. That's not fun to watch.
Just a nightmare.
Yeah. But I do understand Angelica. Her feelings are hurt. I do understand her feelings.
I get that.
That's fine. But to like say it's super traumatic is crazy to me.
I think then you're like weaponizing your like the word trauma. I don't think it's bad to look at someone and be like, you hurt my feelings. That's fine. But then to be like, I have trauma about the, and it's like, I don't, girl, some people have
She did this with Jason though. She like has to make it the extreme level of something rather than just saying like, hey, I don't like you, or hey, I didn't like this hurt my feelings, like you said.
It's like you're the worst. She has to
make somebody the worst person ever.
The villain. She has to villainize. Sheena was fine being the villain in all of our stories. Sheena
just wanted it about her. Sheena would have loved what Angelica's doing because it's about Angelica all the time.
She would have been like, I'm the one living with my ex with bad credit, LOL.
It's me.
It's me. Okay, so Demi is a little surprised at how hard Audrey went at Angelica, but then Demi realizes she didn't get roasted, and she's kind of fucking offended about it. And I was like, wait, that just tells you how little you mean to her.
And that's your manager. Like, that is another level of insulting somebody.
Honestly, I think it would have been funny if Audrey was like, and Demi, and then was like, thanks for signing my paychecks, girl, and like moved on. I would have been like, I get it.
Your face says enough for all of us. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So Shane did call Angelica this morning, though. So good things happened due to the road.
No.
And she's so happy that Shane ran after her, even though he had a date to the comedy show. I hate Angelica. Makes me so uncomfortable.
That's a red flag. If he will leave that date, wouldn't he leave you?
Sure, yeah. Angelica doesn't see it, though. She sees as she gets picked and that girl's left behind.
Yeah, like, I'm better. He would never do that to me because, like, I am incredible and she's not.
He picked me over Audrey and her stupid performance. Yeah, that's... She's very hard to like. Anyway, Angelica tells the girls she also about this guy that she picked up from LAX, which Demi is like, are you getting married, LAX? And Angelica's like, I would pick up you guys from LAX. And Demi's like, Demi's don't call me.
No, we're not that close.
No. Okay, so then we go to Chris and Jason's Marina Del Rey apartment. I hope if we have to deal with this second season, I do hope they continue to stay in Marina Del Rey because it brings back memories, you know?
I also think somebody being in Marina Del Rey or outside of like where the majority of the cast lives helps bring them to the beach.
I like that. Okay, so Chris is making a nice, what looks like a caprese chicken sandwich. And then Audrey's here, and this sandwich is part of Audrey's lunch because he's trying to be more romantic, okay?
Look at him.
Yeah, he wants to be more realistic about dating Audrey while he's traveling and going to Bali and fucking mad bitches and all that. But he also wants to make sure him and Audrey are on the same page. So he's being romantic. He got her flowers, not her favorite flower, which is tattooed on her arm that he apparently doesn't know. But it is a stargazer lily.
When I saw that tattoo, though, when she put it in the interview, I was like, well, I don't know what that is.
But wouldn't you, if you were hooking up with someone, you'd be like, what's that tattoo? Right?
Yes. The only thing I will give him a little bit of credit is it is on the back of her arm. So, well...
You're fucking this person. You've seen all ins and outs.
Yeah.
If there's a tattoo on their butt crack,
normally you see so much of their front side, but it's like, no, there's no way they're not doing it.
She's always naked at the beach or at Sir. Like,
that's so true. That we've seen her so many times in a swimsuit.
Maybe
you're right.
We live in winter and we're not parading around in bathing suits 24/7. I think we're good. I think it's fine. Yes. He should have known.
And maybe the first time you get flowers, you're like, because he said, I didn't know what you liked, so I got what reminded me of you. That's actually cute. A great saving line. But the first thing you do then is, what is your favorite flower? So I can get it next time.
Well, there's no next time. He's going to be in Bali and fucking mad bitches.
Well, I mean,
I love that line.
He said, like, 2 episodes ago, he wanted to, eat food with her, and he's eating food with her, so this is getting serious.
This is his dream. And now that he's done it, they don't have to do it again.
That's true.
There we go.
He didn't say multiple times.
So they talk about the comedy show. Chris is like, you were a little savage, but you held back on me. And Audrey's like, I did. So they discuss them. You know, remember when Chris was as we just talked about, at that beach bar, and he was confessing his love for eating food with Audrey and how he wanted this. He wanted to do this, right? Chris says, you know, the relationship has been going like a little fast since then.
Since then, I was like, what has happened?
But he says it's just because Audrey is so amazing, but he wants to keep communicating and having fun and doing romantic sandwiches and stuff. Like, this is what he says. And Audrey's like, okay, so what about the expectations for the summer? Because Pride is the beginning of the summer. We're just getting started here. And Chris is like, well, I want to hang out before I leave to go to Europe and Jersey and Bali to fuck mad bitches, right? And he's like, let's just set some boundaries. And Audrey's like, okay, boundaries.
He's saying a whole lot of words without saying anything.
He loves to just say nonsense. Thank God this is what my dad just speaks to hear himself, because I know how to tune in and out now, because this is a lot. Basically, though, what Chris says is, until Audrey is his girlfriend, he won't stay loyal. That's ultimately what he's trying to say.
The first time he has said anything in this conversation is to, yeah, but until we're boyfriend and girlfriend, don't expect me to do absolutely anything. But then
he does ... and Audrey has to be like, you won't stay loyal. She has to fill in the blank, right?
True.
So Audrey, she's confused because she originally broke up with him because he wasn't going to commit to her. And then he said he was going to commit to her. And then she took him back. And now he's thinking about fucking other bitches. So what's happening?
I need this answered at the reunion, because it feels like Chris just didn't want to be broken up with, which I do kind of get. But why not fake it till the end of the season? Like, get to the end, my guy.
Yeah, you're not leaving for Bali until at least August, I would imagine. It's June.
Yeah.
I think, again, he wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants Audrey to sit in LA and they'll just talk all through the summer, but he'll be doing his own thing. Then when he gets back to LA, he has the option to date Audrey if he hasn't had anything better.
Which I get that. But as someone who has been on many reality TV shows, he should know about the edit of this and like wanting to just get to the end of filming. Yes. And just saying like, we've got this, whatever. And then like, don't make it official with her, but just being like, I like where it's going. I can see us dating in the future, and then just never get to that future.
Agreed. It seems weird that he wouldn't try to give himself a better edit. Yeah. I do think ultimately what he is doing is scummy and stupid, and I'm glad she didn't like fall for it in the end. But like, yeah, he could have just been like, "Hey, girl, it's you and me till the end," and then once
and then just
cameras
say the
cut,
distance of him traveling got
once
to them.
Once he leaves for Jersey, he's like, "Oh man, I miss you, but I can't see you, and it's a lot. So let's just break up."
Yeah.
Idiot. I really hate Chris. I think he's so stupid.
It feels like he's trying to get her to break up with him at some points, but then I'm like, she already did that and you didn't want that. Like,
no.
I actually don't understand him and like where he's trying to go. I understand that he doesn't want to be with her. He wants to fuck mad bitches in Bali, but he kind of does want to be with her until he leaves. But like, I don't think he knows even like how to say that out loud. I don't think he knows that fully.
He wants her to be his LA chick.
That's true.
And she shouldn't really hook up with other people because she's going to be stuck in LA, so there's not a lot of options, which everyone kind of knows in LA. They struggle to date there. According to this cast, Audrey's the one who has said that. And so while he's gallivanting around Bali with all the bitches he's fucking, she will have no one. And then when he lands back in LA, he'll have someone to cuddle. He won't even have to try. He immediately has his bed warm.
Yeah.
I get what he's doing. I get it, okay? That is ideal for everyone. If you want this life, that's ideal.
To fuck a mad bitch in LA and then have many bitches in Bali
elsewhere and then go back home to something lovely. A lot of people, I think, have that idea, that fantasy. The problem is the person waiting for you, it's not fair on their end, so that's why it doesn't work out for a lot of fucking people, okay? That's why we're not all fucking mad bitches in Bali.
When she ended things with you and then you kind of promised her the world.
Because of this reason.
Yeah, like let her go.
My God. So he says, I think I'm saying too much. And honestly, I have no idea what he said. But they just cheers to having fun on their travels. and learning about each other. And then Audrey goes, until we meet other people.
Savage.
She gets it. She immediately is kind of like processing it, I think. Yeah. So then we go to the music store. Marcus is here to get a DJ board. At first, Meredith, I haven't set foot in a music store in a very long time. And I was like, why are there DJ boards? Are we at a DJ store? And then I saw guitars. I was like, oh my God, music stores would now have DJ equipment. Because that wasn't a thing when I was going to get my piano music growing up. I didn't think about it.
I didn't ever frequent a music store. I have been in one or two, but
I've been to a lot,
great.
And I just didn't even think. It was awesome. Okay, so Marcus is excited to put together the whole vibe for Pride because
it's all on him. Everybody's coming to see him, remember?
The vibes, and he's in charge of it. Yeah. So Marcus and Shane are hanging out because Shane's there too. They discuss Marcus maybe being a future DJ in Vegas. Oh my God. Who wouldn't come to see him, you know? And then Shane is like, hey, let's talk about my dating life. So Shane knows he's always honest, but it's hard for him to commit because he gets concerned about like other chicks he could hook up with.
See, him and Chris need to sit down and chat.
They are insane. And Marcus is like, are you worried about like hooking up with the other chicks or the validation from the other chicks? And Shane says that the finale to hooking up is validation. Bars. By the way, those are bars.
Shane is self-aware where Chris is not.
Yeah. See, this is what Chris wants. But you can't have a committed relationship and fuck mad bitches. And Shane has learned that. And Chris hasn't
chosen to fuck mad bitches. But Shane knows, like Shane's even 10 steps further than Chris because he knows while he likes that, it's kind of addicting and all of this stuff. Like it's not necessarily good for him even if he wants it.
Yeah, he says he can see how he uses women in the same way he uses drugs. And a lot of it is to avoid emotions. And Marcus says the best thing in life is to find one super special girl and all the validation will come. Because when you get good news, you get to call that one special person. And I was like, that's like cute. That's like Marcus's favorite thing about Kim is that.
Absolutely. But I'm like, do we not remember that you guys have broken up and gotten back together 17 times this season?
They're only broken up for like 45 minutes, so good news doesn't really come in that time.
That's why they get back together, because Marcus gets good news and he's like, I need my person.
I got good news. I'm sorry for what I did, whatever it was.
But anyways, listen to this.
Cool. So then he also tells us Kim could be pregnant right now. We don't know. What a surprise that'll be.
No, I don't want this as a storyline.
They're not going to get pregnant.
No, I know that, but cut it from season 2. Like, if I'm going to be forced to watch this show, nix that storyline the most.
The whole storyline of 12 episodes is every episode Kim takes a pregnancy test? Like, what are we doing? What is this show?
Because I can't have her have a baby. Because that's the only way that this is an acceptable storyline, and I can't do that.
It starts to become Mormon wives at that point. They all play pregnancy roulette and see which one's pregnant. Like, I
give
can't
them
do
ideas,
this again.
Alicia.
I can't do this again. No, that ended very badly.
Yeah, that did.
Don't do that again. Okay, so Shane says he genuinely cares about what's her name, Angelica, which I hope she watches it, hoping that her and Shane will get back together, and then she sees that, and she's like, never mind.
No, because she's dating someone in present day.
Would they get the episodes early, right? Maybe?
No, you usually get it only 2 days in advance. I bet that they got this one a little bit earlier because of the reunion. Yeah, but no, she was dating that guy by the time the season started.
Is it confirmed? Is that LAX guy she's dating?
It's not confirmed, but I have to just
You have to assume.
But actually, with Angelica and how quickly, she jumps and moves on to new people, who knows? But she didn't put anything online.
We might say she strives for male validation.
One might say.
One might. So, it upset Shane when the crowd turned on Angelica at the comedy show. And Shane just wants him and Angelica to go really slow. He doesn't think Angelica is really seeing anyone as a threat, more like a warning, like Shane should get his act together.
This is a bad combo, miss. I, want attention, and then him being like, challenge accepted. You're talking to a new guy? Ugh.
They're both clinically stupid. How about that? And so Marcus thinks Shane would be a top-tier boyfriend. And also, then he could double date with Shane and Angelica. And I don't know what would be worse, to be on a date with Kim and Marcus or to be on a date with Angelica and Shane.
Angelica and Shane, always. Kim and Marcus, I do find somewhat entertaining.
At least we question if they're pregnant at dinner and we go, oh, that's crazy.
Going into it, you're like, will she drink or not? And then Marcus, I do find kind of funny.
And if you give Kim too long a hug, Marcus might get mad.
Ooh. See, I would want some prop bets on, like, this date now.
Okay, so then we go to Audrey's apartment. Parker and Audrey are getting ready for Pride, but Audrey's just, like, super down this morning. She tells Parker and Mary Faith, who sneaks into the scene, about Chris. Parker's happy that Audrey's going to break up with Chris because Chris is a waste of time. And man, someone invite Parker on this podcast because he is one of us.
Invite Parker onto the show. Make him a main cast member. Or a friend of.
He is a friend of.
I don't know if he's getting really paid for this.
You want him like in the
title sequence.
Yeah. Like in the big picture. He doesn't have to have his name, but he needs to be in the big picture.
Yes.
Okay.
Like Tom Schwartz wasn't always like really a part of it because he didn't work there, but like get him closer to the main cast, please.
No. I get it. I get what you're saying. Audrey thought a lot about, because she has a long drive home from Marina Del Rey. And in the car,
think about that.
She thought about what Chris said. And she's like, I think I agreed we could see other people. And like, I don't want that. But also I see where she got lost in Chris's rambling, because I got lost twice in this show in Chris's rambling to Audrey. I have no idea what he said.
And we know about the fucking mad bitches and all of the like trips he has. Like, she doesn't have as much information.
We heard him talk to Jason in particular, which I think
so
showed a lot.
We know way more and what to look out for, where she's like, wait a minute, something's wrong here.
I would be confused too if I had to sit here and listen to him say nothing.
I am confused and I have all the information.
Parker's like, you don't even love each other, just break up, who cares? And Audrey's like, oh, I thought like he was gonna ask me to be his girlfriend over this stupid sandwich, and then he basically kind of broke up with me, but not really. It was so confusing. So then we go to SUR for Pride. There's 1 hour until we're opening our doors. Venus is so excited to be hosting SUR. Angelica's here in her small little bathing suit, which confirmed we are wearing shorts because your ass eats up that bathing suit. Kim's ass was like, there was no bathing suit. Even Marcus was like, you're naked.
Yes. Thank God they're wearing shorts, but what the fuck are we wearing?
Marcus was us being like, you're naked. Like, there is no coverage or support. Poor Kim, because even Kim that one time was like, these would look really good on a small Angelica. And poor Kim is like now forced to wear this ugly ass bathing suit.
On TV,
it's not ugly,
too.
but it's kind of ugly on certain people. Most people, I would say, this bathing suit is ugly on. Sorry.
Agreed. And you're just stressed all day. Again, we talked about how you have to like serve things where your tits are gonna fall out.
And it's hot, and so we swell up even more, and we want to
dance. Like, we want to be locked in.
Her boobs are coming out. Thank God,
Most
Marcus.
of them are like on the tops of their boobs, and I'm like,
Angelica goes, I like under boob, so her whole under boob is out. Like, I don't know where her boob coverage is. Not everyone likes under boob, Angelica. This wetsuit should fit all, because then one of the SUR girls was like wearing it normally, and Angelica's like, let me show you with under boob. And I was like, let her live.
Girlie, you're new to the Double D Club. It's exhausting to constantly worry about what you're wearing.
You can't always do under boob.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry. So Natalie is late because she puked on herself in the back of the car because she got car sick. This is me. I get really car sick now in cities when we stop, go.
And I wanted to know if she was in a, what are those electric cars? What's stupid Elon Musk's?
Like one of those Waymos or whatever? Or Teslas?
No. Teslas, like with the glass all around. Those really send me into a different planet.
I hate it. So this is Angelica's first Pride, and she's got her bathing suits on display. What a big deal. And she's talking to Natalie about it. And then Angelica's like, oh, by the way, about that comedy show. She just can't stop. But she's like, thanks for asking how I was, Natalie, because, like, I was really upset. And then Angelica tells Natalie how pissed off she is at Audrey because Audrey didn't reach out or give her a warning. And Venus, he's over it. He's basically like, the amount of times that Angelica has roasted Jason, you would think she could take a joke. She's full of shit.
That's a good point. I did not think about that last episode. Is you were all in, and we get all the jokes all season.
It's just a joke.
And Joe's hurt, so I need her to understand that, like, you're hurt now, so don't you owe Jason an apology? Because you both deserve that.
Yep. I am on whatever Venus is thinking now about this situation, because I think this is the correct take. But he puts an end to this conversation. He's like, hello, we're opening in 3 minutes.
Come on.
What are we doing?
I'm hosting this. Don't let me down.
Put your boobs away and let's go, okay? It's gay pride, not lesbian pride. No, I'm just kidding.
Remember, it's not for the lesbians. It's for the gays only.
Okay, it's gaga gay, not gaga lesbian. I wonder what they got that was lesbian. I guess
the underboob.
It's the underboob is the lesbian part, yep. Okay, so everyone's getting ready for Pride in their apartments. They head over to Sir. Audrey and Angelica are both working the host stand, which makes this very awkward.
So awkward.
Angelica said she figured out, though, what Audrey's problem is, because women don't finish developing their frontal lobes until age 25.
No.
And Angelica's 26 and Audrey's 22. So Angelica's like, that must be Audrey's fucking problem.
This is something that separates Angelica from Sheena Shea, is Sheena Shea does not think she's better than people. Angelica does constantly.
Sheena wouldn't even know this fact.
No.
She'd be like, what's a frontal lobe? Which makes her more likable.
Yes.
And I always make fun of, not make fun, but I'll be like, oh my God, a child, their frontal lobe is not even developed. But I would never look at someone and be like, you're emotionally less intelligent than me because your frontal lobe's not developed.
While
it's not
actively not
that.
Being emotionally intelligent. That's the thing, is like, yes, I do think I have more shit together than a 21, 22-year-old.
Sure.
But it's because I've done a lot of work on myself, not because of my age. My age has a small factor into
if anything,
it, but
well, that's just because you've lived more life and dealt with more things.
Yes.
And you're not as heightened with emotions as like a 22-year-old would be. Like, we've loved and lost at this point. Like, losing another
person. But I'm like,
it's
get
just
what
over
you're
it.
at, baddie. Like, I have been there. Respect.
Yeah. The other thing is, this makes it more embarrassing for Angelica that she's 26 and acting like this.
She's crashing out.
And I was like, oh, Audrey's only 22? Yeah, Angelica said this, and I was like, oh, I forgot Audrey is 22. That's totally fine, whatever she's doing.
Yeah, that's so true.
I'm not even mad at you. Well, I'm going to be 26 beefing with a 22-year-old. She's still in college. I'm okay.
100% agree.
Like, grow up. You know what I mean?
Get a grip, Angelica.
That's like me fighting with my sister about what? Like, at that point, I would fight with my sister. My sister's friend. What am I fighting with my sister's friend about? But you want to be like,
wow, you're so mature for fighting. It's like, I'm fighting with you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, when I fight with my sister, I go back to 16. That'd be like me fighting with my sister's friend. What the fuck are we fighting about? I don't care. It's so
you should
weird.
be able to put your thoughts and feelings together about her hurting your feelings, because again, that's totally valid, but you should be able to like go up to her, confront her about it, and like say your piece without being like, ugh, I cannot believe she would do that. I mean, it's because she's 22.
And if you're 26, you should probably act more mature in the conversation and the situation.
That's true.
Don't say your age, girl. It makes you look worse.
Don't say it without then being like the more mature person.
So Audrey's annoyed that Chris is here because now she's got to fucking break up with him. And also, he's hot in a Speedo. And she's like, I'm going to make him sad. Audrey's having a really bad Pride, and I feel so sad for her. So then the Pride party starts. Lisa's here in some feathers, some rainbow feathers. Pride is important to her because she has a gay nephew, and her family celebrates her gay nephew. So she wants to show all gay people that they will be celebrated.
I love it.
It was a cute story, but I was cracking up because she's like, and that's why I need all the gays to be celebrated. I was like, nice, girl. I don't know why it seems so random. I was like, okay.
Well, because it was like a cute story for her nephew, and then she's like, and so then I have to do it for everyone. And
I became like, all the gays auntie. Yeah.
Cool.
Also, that's what all of Pride is. Anyone at Pride is it's not you, Lisa. It's just Lisa.
You're not special for doing this.
Lisa's the gay god, obviously.
She's like, nobody else was doing this, so I started it.
I did it because I had a nephew who was gay once upon a time.
He still is gay, by the way.
He still is gay. But when he was a kid, she was buying him My Little Pony. She knew that guy was gay. Yeah.
The way she said that, I knew he was gay.
I knew he was gay. He was playing with pink ponies. Gay. My God, it's so funny. But it's nice. Lisa is obviously a very big ally to the LGBTQIA plus community. Yeah, and she's always been, which is great.
She's like, horses for all.
Yeah. Okay, so Shane comes in the straightest outfit ever. which it was just like this blue set.
This blue like set. Yeah,
and
I was like,
runs
good God.
straight to Angelica to kiss her neck, which
I hated this. Why are these two back on?
Shane's a little more toxic than I think we gave him credit for. Like, this is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, and I swear to God, because there's like him crying in the reunion trailer, if it's because of Angelica, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Who's crying over Angelica?
No, I agree. But if she like broke his heart, that's gonna be like, I can't stand this show, Final Boss.
Her ex isn't even crying over her. Shane, they were dating for 2 years. Calm down. Okay, so then Venus gives a cute little speech about how happy he is to be here and how happy he is to be gay, and he's loud and proud. It was a 10 out of 10 speech, honestly. And then after it, Shane asks Angelica to talk. So they go to the back of Sir. And I couldn't stop laughing at the amount of chairs that were stacked.
I agree, but I was like, we're back. Like, this is the back of Sir that I love.
The back of Sir, yeah. Shane apologizes for hurting Angelica's feelings on the trip, and at the end of the day, he wants to continue dating her. And Angelica laughs and says, did he just get bored of his last girl? And
that was a good line.
That was great.
I was like, that's good, only if you're going to deny him, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So then Shane's like, no, it's not that. And Angelica's like, oh, I'm actually talking to someone else. And Shane says, you know, Angelica, your girlfriend material. And Angelica's like, okay, I like you too. And then she jumps on him and makes out with him. And I was like, have a little, have some fighting words when people tell you about your male validation addiction. Like, come on,
girl. My thing is, hey, if you care so much about male validation, fine. Own it, though. Like, don't act like you're not.
I love when guys tell me how amazing I am. It's all I want in life.
The way her mood swings when, like, a male picks her, shows her any attention, does anything for her is crazy.
She went so quick from, oh, I'm seeing someone else, to, but I like you too. There wasn't even a moment. He didn't even fight for her. In this day,
she's like, I'm so upset about Audrey and all of that stuff, and like she won't say hi to me later. She says that, and it's like, oh, he kissed, he like wants me again. I'm okay now.
Yeah. Okay, so then we go back inside Sir. Demi, very impressed with Jason's work. First good day of work he's put in, and all he does is stand there and look beautiful. So
his body is doing the work, babe.
God. Shane and Angelica now make out in the middle of Sir, which everyone's like, what the fuck?
God.
You guys. And then it's time for Natalie's performance of her single song, Passenger.
They said her hit song, and I was like, it's not even out.
I don't even know it.
What do you mean her hit song?
We have yet to hear it. I still don't know this song. At least Sheena Shea let us hear her full song.
That's okay. True. Natalie did drop the music video on the day of the episode airing. So she is trying to capitalize on this show. Okay,
so I can finally listen to this song.
I want you actually to film yourself reacting to
the song.
The song, yeah.
Okay. Because I think that was my main thing. I was like, oh, we're finally gonna hear the song. Because like when you perform it, even if you don't hear the whole thing, we hear like the chorus and we're like, oh,
give
that's
me,
fun.
One verse.
We didn't hear anything about this song, right? No. Everyone was talking over it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So overall, I think Natalie does have a good voice. This is not a Pride song. This is not Madonna gay or Dolly Parton gay or any of it.
No, it's so slow.
Jason and Chris barely move.
They didn't do their moves.
What was the move? Did they cut it out?
The 3 moves where they like lock in whatever and they have to like hit 3 poses. Maybe they did, but I was like, why? What was the point of last episode?
Also, I was blinded by Chris's handlebar mustache that I spotted.
Also, the stage is tiny compared to how they practice.
Yes, but
you got to be able to adapt. This is a live
ready
performance.
To adapt.
What are we doing?
Oh my God. But Natalie does really good. She gets Lisa's approval. I'm so happy for her. I've really come full 180 on Natalie. I did. So then we go to the front of Sir, not the hostess stand, the actual front of the building. Just so we have the front of Sir, the back of Sir, and Sir. Those are our 3 spots. So we go to the front of Sir where Audrey finds Chris. I am continuing to be blinded by Chris's handlebar mustache. I have no idea what he looks like.
This is the first time I fully noticed it because I was
like,
whoa.
Some people stare at his chest or maybe his abs or his dick in a little Speedo.
Or maybe the arrow pointing to his dick today.
Sure. I'm blinded by the handlebar mustache. I didn't know what to do. So Audrey tells Chris, Listen, she appreciated the gesture of that chicken caprese sandwich, but she is confused about what's happening with her and him.
Yeah.
She doesn't want the kind of relationship that she believes Chris has presented her with. And Chris says he really likes Audrey, but he doesn't want to make any promises to her. He just doesn't want to commit 100%. And Audrey's like, okay, that doesn't make sense because then you're traveling and you want me stuck here so you could do whatever you want and then we'll figure it out after. And Chris says it's not that, it's about where they are. He just doesn't know if they're ready on an emotional level.
Which, what? Why are you bringing this into it now? If this is truly how you felt, why didn't you let it stand that you guys broke up or ended things? Or why didn't you say this at the sandwich date?
The free over a chicken caprese sandwich. It's the perfect conversation.
Time to talk about how you guys are not on an emotional place to move forward with dating.
Well, also, if you remember, that's exactly what she said at Universal Studios when she dumped him.
Yes, so let it be then.
Quote for quote, baby. Yeah, so Audrey's like, it's been 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, I want someone to know if they want to be with me or not. And
as an avoidant person even, I do know if I like you enough.
8 weeks. And we've moved very quickly because we work together and we show together and we do all this shit together. If you remember, she filmed a whole music video in front of his Marina Del Rey apartment that he went to. That's not just we're hooking up, keeping it casual. That's I'm coming to see my girlfriend perform,
100%.
And Chris says, you know what? Audrey's standards are too high and maybe he can't meet them. And Audrey's like,
wow, way to blame her.
Audrey's like, she's like, I realize that what I deserve and I need to put myself first. And this is a big waste of time then. She tells Chris, do what you need to do, but I'm not going to be strung along. Chris is like, oh, I don't want to lead you on. And Audrey's like, but you are. Chris is like, no, I'm being honest. And Audrey's like, no, you're not. Contradicting yourself. And so then Chris does his whole I'm just not 100%. And Audrey's like, great, I'm going to go find someone who is. And she leaves, which I think was smart. I think this was the best it probably could have gone. So then we go to the back of Sir and Audrey is crying, which I felt bad. I think she's just
I did too.
She's emotionally exhausted, whether she liked Chris or not, which I do think she liked him. I don't think she loved him. I just this is a hard situation because it's someone would rather fuck mad bitches,
Well, that's the thing. It's why did we try again? Trying again is what's sending her over the edge. Is she was at peace with ending things. We don't want the same things. That's fine.
And then this happened. Okay, so then we go into Sir. Chris and Jason talk. Chris tells Jason about the conversation. And Jason's kind of well, come on, dude. I told you. And then Audrey talks to Parker. Audrey's pissed. And Parker's like, no, you're right to be pissed. This is stupid. Parker says Chris was a waste of time and energy. And Audrey needs to find someone who is all in for her. And then cut to Angelica who's talking to Kim. And she's like, Audrey's kind of avoiding me. Isn't that weird? I think I'm going to go say something to her. Which is this is the worst time because Parker and Audrey just hugged and she didn't want to have a good time, but he rallied her and
I know. And Angelica does not know what's going on now. So I do want to give her that slight bit of grace, but worst day for Audrey.
If she's 26, she should be able to read the room. I don't know.
Okay, but I don't think this is a room she could read at this point. She has no clue what's going on.
Illiterate, this girl. Emotionally illiterate is this girl. So then we go to the back of Sir for Angelica and Audrey to talk. They immediately talk about the performance. Audrey is not having any of this. Audrey does have an attitude. She's done. Audrey has a bad attitude, but it's kind of funny because Audrey's kind of over it. And Angelica doesn't know what to do because she, I think, was expecting Audrey to be I'm so sorry.
I think she was at least expecting her to be receptive to the conversation because Audrey's not at all.
No. So Angelica just says she was caught off guard at what Audrey said and was surprised when Audrey didn't reach out. Audrey said she didn't reach out to anyone and it was just comedy. And so we cut to Audrey in her chair, her interview chair. Yeah, and she basically says she has zero emotional battery at this point. After talking to a therapist, she's learned she's going through emotional withdrawal. So she cannot give Angelica what Angelica wants.
I agree. And you already said, Audrey is having an attitude too. And I think that is what is setting Angelica off, not the unwillingness to engage in the emotional discussion. Because she purses her lips and the tone was driving me nuts even. I was like, girl.
The tone a lot.
Yeah.
I probably would have, and this is just me, I would have picked up on the tone immediately. I'd be like, if you have an attitude, we're not going to do this.
That's a really good point.
But I do think Audrey should have also said, look, I'm not in the mood to do this right now.
Yeah.
So Angelica tells Audrey it wasn't funny because Audrey talked about her traumas. I was like, and I'm lost again. And Audrey's like, it was a joke. So then Venus and Kim come out to the back and like, Angelica's like, it wasn't funny. You know, what you said wasn't funny. And Venus is like, I was laughing. So Venus has got his girl Audrey 100%.
But this isn't the way to attack it because, like, there's also things in present day going on about, like, oh, it's a joke. And listen, jokes can be funny and hurt people. And so I think Angelica's going down the wrong path with, like, oh, this isn't funny. Oh, this is about my trauma, rather than just saying, your joke hurt me. I thought we were friends. Because I also rewatched Audrey's stand-up. And at the start of it, like, whenever she starts going in on Angelica, she goes, love you, girl. So, like, there is friendship there being, like, thrown out. And then, like, the backhanded compliments, they're not even compliments, the backhandedness starts. So, like, I get Angelica being thrown, but, like, you gotta lean into your feelings of it, that this hurt you, that you're betrayed by your who you thought was your friend.
Yeah. And I would have loved to see the full comedy of it.
Same.
Because I feel like something got cut off because, this was a bad roast. But I don't think I would have been like, I cannot get past this. I probably would have been like, dude, you suck for that. And like moved on or whatever.
This would have hurt me.
You think so?
Because we talked about last week. If you did not tell me and I walked in.
That's true. Granted, if I didn't tell you.
Everybody else did also walk in there. So everybody else is on the same playing field. But still, she did go in harder on Angelica.
It's true.
I would be really upset, especially after how this conversation is going. Like, we would not be friends moving forward if somebody did this to me.
Got it. I think for me, I didn't think Angelica and Audrey were friends. I know she's like giving friendship of like, love you.
Yeah.
And I do think Audrey did go too hard. I agree.
I don't think the friendship is that deep. So this is easier, even more so for me to cut off.
Yeah. For me, if I was Angelica, I think, I know they're on a show. I think I would have just been like, whatever, fuck you kind of thing, and been like, then we're not friends. We're obviously just like not friends.
I think I would be like, listen, clearly we're not friends. No worries. Like,
don't
I'm gonna wipe my hands clean of it.
I'm good.
That's it. Yeah.
Or I would have said, you hurt my feet. I would have said that outright. Anyway, so then Angelica brings up how, she was talking about the penis pump and she was told she weaponized it. And Audrey turned her, like, the penis pump into things. And she
did weaponize it, babe. You did.
Which is like, Audrey was able to do the penis pump and she weaponized my trauma. And Audrey's like, oh my God, the penis pump thing was a different situation. And Angelica's like, Audrey, you're a pick-me. Like, you seek male validation. So now she's just like turning it back on.
This isn't the way to go, Angelica, because like, while yes, I think, and a lot of us women do, because it's the society we're raised in, we do seek out male validation. Like, that's not what this is about. I don't think that the stand-up show was about male validation. Anybody's attention. Male's validation. It's about attention because like that's what performing is.
And do I think she was just going in hard on you? Yeah, I do.
But she's the one you're beefing with the most.
It wasn't for a male.
No.
Which is, I think Angelica doesn't know what male validation or like a pick-me is.
No, because then she would have to recognize that she is
herself.
One.
Yeah, for sure. Venus says Audrey isn't a pick-me, and then Angelica gets really heated and starts yelling and says it's not comedy. And then she looks at Audrey and goes, "You're ugly. That's comedic." And I was like, well, now we're losing the plot, aren't we, girl? For a 26-year-old, we're losing the plot a little right here.
Because it was funny, and that does suck. Like,
that's the thing. But then looking at someone just saying you're ugly, but then she looks at Audrey too, and she's like, "You're like tits o'clock." And I was like, what are we doing? Now we're just yelling insults.
Also, she's in your bathing suit, so like, what are we dissing her boobs?
You have bigger tits, girl. Anyway, so Audrey just says she can't sit here and separately in her interview chair. She's like, I can't sit here and apologize and take accountability. And like, Angelica can't even see that I'm like disassociating at this point, which like, I don't think that's on Angelica.
No, because I don't also see her as dissociating, to be honest.
Agreed. So then Kim tries to settle the whole thing down, and she does I think, an okay job. And she's like, look, Audrey, Angelica's feelings are hurt because you are a good friend. So like, that kind of sucks, girl to girl, and is like, Angelica, we don't have to like go about it this way. Mm-hmm. And then Angelica just looks at Audrey and is like, you're a shitty person, and walks away. And I was like, girl, we've lost it. And then the whole group comes outside, which I don't know who blew the horn to allow everyone off, but Angelica tells the whole group that she's a really good girlfriend and she would never pick a boy over her girlfriends. And Audrey's like, what boy am I picking? Yeah. And she's like, Chris, and you guys won't even last through the summer. And Audrey and Chris kind of look at each other. I give Chris props for like not saying anything because I think at this point he's kind of like, what the fuck's happening? But also, girl, like she wasn't picking Chris over you. She was just doing something.
Her relationship with Chris had nothing to do with your friendship outside of where the penis pump got brought in.
But I also feel like Angelica is upset that Audrey didn't jump on the incest train and stood up for her man, which also isn't being a pick-me. It's just being like, why are you attacking someone I like and love? It's defending like
Chris or like going after Angelica for the penis pump stuff, which was rightfully deserved. But like it's being on Chris's side for that and the incest stuff. And it's like, I don't have to agree with you. To be like, I'm a feminist. A good friend. I believe in like strong female relationships, but that doesn't mean I have to side with you for the rest of time.
Over every man, even if you're in the wrong.
That is like, I still get an opinion. It's me not just jumping to the fact that a male would be right over you just because he's a man.
Yeah. But then Angelica's like, you could have had a girlfriend for a lifetime. You're not even gonna have a boy for the summer. And I was like, I don't want this friend, girl. I don't know.
I don't want your friendship for life, girlie. Like, I don't even have it for the rest of summer and I still don't want you.
So Marcus is like, hey guys, could we just calm down? And Angelica just keeps yelling about how that was not comedy. And Jason then comes in and he's like, how come you can say shit about Audrey and about me and about Chris, but then no one's allowed to say shit to you? Yep. And Angelica says, because she's not Jason's friend, and then calls him a gnat, which I was like, well, now you're being, I don't even know, you're being a bitch, basically. Like, there's no other way to say it. You're so upset.
There is a difference. Like, the friendship does add a difference, but you were still being rude to someone all season and hurting their feelings. So, like, that still matters, even if you're not friends.
She was, to me, it was less extreme, but you know, Demi from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, where, like, someone says something to her she doesn't like, and she doesn't just respond, but she then attacks. Where she like looked at Audrey and she's like, you're a shitty person, you're ugly, tits o'clock. And then she looks at Jason when Jason asks her something, and she's like, I'm not your friend, and also you're a gnat. Like, that's not necessary to 100%. Add on.
They want to be held like with kid gloves and treated so kind and babied through everything, but they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, 100%. So then Lisa comes out and she's like, back to work, all of you. So then we go into Sir, and Lisa's like, let's get everyone shots. And then that's how this episode ends, basically. Not great. Anyway, so then next week we got the reunion, and reunions are always hard to cover, but we're going to have like Angelica and Audrey get into it, Kim and Natalie get into it, Shane cries, talk about the incest, Marcus and Venus cry, and then we talk about Chris and Audrey, which great.
I don't even know what I want from those reunions, so we're just going to take them as they go.
So it's time for Accepted and Blocked. I have counted up the whole season totals.
Can't wait.
Once we add this in, I will have you guess who is our most accepted and most blocked. So it is an even number. 'Tis my turn to go first. I'm going to go with blocked. And I think there's really only 2 people to block, but I'm going to block Chris. That's my pick. Okay.
And Chris mine's is my pick. Angelica, obviously.
All right. Okay, and then for accepted, again, I think there's 2 people. And so I'm going to go with Natalie.
And I got to go with Venus.
Wow, we are, those were my top 2 for both. Those were my top 2 for both. I mean,
everybody else is just kind of there on both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so Meredith, I've tallied up our top accepted and top blocked actually got the same number. Do you want to guess who was our top block of the season?
I think top blocked is Angelica.
Okay, who do you think was top accepted?
Venus.
You're right. They both had 7 in their respective categories. Silver medal for accepted goes to Natalie with 6, and blocked, the silver medal goes to Chris with 5.
Obsessed.
Very good on us. We are aligned, girl. I love that.
That's the one thing about nothing happening this season is like, it's very predictable.
Yeah, Natalie and Venus really came out on top. Those two were
I love how much growth that you have watched and gone through with Natalie. I'm so happy we're on this side because we didn't start the season like this.
No, I hated her. I hated her from the gate, and I am wrong. Those are my favorite types of characters, when I hate them and then they like slowly grow on me. Like, agreed. I love Venus. I'm so happy, but like Natalie, I think is my favorite because of the growth I've done with her.
I think you understand her more when you go through those trials and tribulations.
Yes, because sometimes I don't even like myself that much, and now
it's sometimes the Lindsay Hubbard effect, I call it, for me.
Yeah, and Lindsay is my favorite, but out the gate, you know? But yeah, I like someone who sometimes I won't like.
Agreed, because then they're like being super real.
Yeah, I do like that. Okay, well, it has been a season, and we will be back with the reunions, sadly, but we will do all the things. Love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.